Well, hello.
Hey guys, hi. Hey Key,
And Amanda,
Amanda, how you doing?
Autumn Girl, Great
Great
Dragon,
Dragon. Oh,
Joyce,
here we
Mike
go.
Miller. Okay, they're
There
coming
we
in.
go. Y'all come on in, take your shoes off, and sit down for a while. We got a lot to talk about.
Tall Oak Farms, Jonathan, Moonridge,
Moonridge, Trudy, Edward
Edmund.
Turner,
Wow. So they're starting
MS
to.
8886.
I've got to fix something, so you guys bear with me a
Oh,
second. There I
there we
go.
go.
Getting it straight where I can see what's going on. Wendy Benjamin, hi.
All right, y'all just keep on coming in. We just got to get
Okay.
ready tonight and just get comfortable. That's what this is all about.
Cooling off from
From
the
the
last
last
live
live
stream.
stream.
Yeah.
I'm hanging in there. I'm still kind of sore, but I'm hanging in there.
He hasn't slowed down.
I really didn't quit at all, to be honest with you. I knew better than to stop.
Once they told him that he didn't break anything according to the x-rays and the CAT
CAT
scan,
scans, yeah.
he just kept moving so he wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, I didn't want to be sore, so I just kept on going.
And there's our ER buddy, Big Bear.
Yes.
Only we were two different states, but
Yeah, Brad named us ER buddies, so because we was both in ER at the same time. So
there's Jay Wallace and Cockeyed
Mr.
Homestead,
President and First Lady.
an American Homestead. Ginger Rose, hey girl, we do need to talk. If you're a botanist, I need to ask some questions. Farmer Meemaw.
Yeah. Cool. Y'all guys just keep on coming in here. That's cool. We're up to 87. We want to just keep them rolling in.
Okay, Ollie's Humble Home, Kathy, Tawana, Rain Country. Hey girl.
Yeah.
Breathes a sigh of relief to
Be around like-minded people again. Hey, my brother, I feel what you feel, my friend. Today's been one of them days for me.
Yeah, Danny's not had a really good day today, but he's working on it. He's chilled for a little while, so we're hoping maybe he can handle it, because I really don't want to have to do it by myself. You know? I'm not liking that, having to take the burden all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so Danny's fall, we were going to the cellar. This was Monday night. I was getting ready to watch Freedom Acres, because I usually moderate for Freedom Acres, and I was setting everything up, and Danny says, okay, let's go to the cellar right quick. We had some things we needed to do down there. And so we took off out, and should I tell him I had to?
Yeah, we were going to shoot some video. I just need to go ahead and be honest with you. We was going to shoot some video, and Wanda had the camera set up ready where she was toting it, and she was videoing me
going down the
steps, and the next thing I know, I'm at the bottom of the steps.
I literally have it on camera, so I know what happened. But
yeah, she has the video footage of me actually going to the bottom of the steps.
But I won't use it unless he makes me mad, okay?
Yeah, I think she might use it as a conspiracy thing or against me, but yeah, I thought I had broke my left shoulder or my neck. I wasn't sure because I was in pain instantaneously in the back of my neck, and my shoulders got numb instantly. I couldn't feel anything.
Big Bear wants to know, did you get a Superman Band-Aid? I don't own any, but I could have put one on his bobo on his arm.
Yeah, my arm up here, you can see that arm slapped up against a board and on the way down. And
the other one he hit somehow, because that's the one he thought he broke. I thought he broke his neck or his back, because when it popped, it was really loud.
It was really loud. Whatever popped was extremely loud, and that's the reason that when I got numb all of a sudden, and I told her, I said, just take me to the ER, you know.
Terry said she bet you cussed a blue streak. No, actually, he just was really, really calm. I'm the one hollering, baby, are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you okay? Be still, you know, don't move. He just sat there and he says, I'm hurting and it's hitting really bad. So we just got up and headed straight to the ER. So I didn't get to see Freedom Acres this week. I'll have to go back and watch it again later.
Yeah, I was just calm about it. I knew if I had a problem, I didn't want to move. I didn't want to panic, so I just stayed calm till we got to the yard and had the CAT scans and all ran. And all they come back and told me everything was fine. And they told me I could have possibly messed up my rotator cuff some, but only time would tell. So
Yeah, so we kind of chilled with that some on the week, but not, he didn't do anything really strenuous
lifting
lifting,
wise, but I mean,
but he stayed on the tractor.
I stayed on the tractor. I stayed on the lawnmower. We worked in the garden all the time.
Cockeyed wants to know, did you get new boots? Cockeyed, he had new
I
boots.
had new boots. I just
For
wasn't.
2 or 3 months, he would not put them on. And the shoes he had on, the sole was loose and flapping like this at the toe. So can you imagine what happened? I put the boots in the attic. He's not wearing them anymore. He's wearing his new boots. He had 2 pairs, so he has a choice.
Yeah.
Hard-headed.
I have 2 pair of new shoes. One of them I refuse to wear because they're good, nice boots, and I don't want to ruin them.
But now he's fixing to run them.
Yeah.
So then
Okay, where you want to go from here? You want to
I guess we need to talk about a couple of the collabs we were in.
yeah.
I want to mention Palmetto Paratrooper. I wasn't the only one that had a hard time saying Palmetto. We sent our package that Palmetto sent us. It was a carousel package. We took out 5 items and we sent it to Appalachia, Appalachia's Homestead. Okay, and Patera took out 5 items. We took out 4 items. Patera took out 5.
Mm-hmm.
And we replaced the 4 we took out. She replaced the 5 she took out. And she sent it on. And if you didn't see her video, you guys go watch her video. She sent it to Fouchamatic.
Come on, yeah.
The name was going. I want to say Esther because I think of her as Esther all the time, and so it's hard for me to think of Fouchamatic. And so she sent it to Fouchamatic, and they should have it sometime this week. So we're anxious to see what they do with it and where it goes from there. And
yeah, I think it's going to turn out cool. I mean, Patera is ecstatic on her video with what I mean. She was excited. She was funny. I mean, she even put her overalls on and called us Aunt Danny and Uncle Wanda. Yeah.
Yeah, she got it mixed up, but that's okay.
That's okay. I thought that was funny though.
But we did have a good time with that, and then we have another one coming up, the Frugal Family Food, something we participated in before. And this week is Lumna Acres. So if y'all haven't seen Lumna Acres, go check out his video that he did this week. And then 2 weeks from now will be ours. So just be looking for that somewhere in the next couple of weeks. But go check out Lumna Acres for the Frugal Family Food this week.
Okay, I keep looking for questions. I keep looking for things like that. I wanted to throw out, we got a gift in the mail yesterday that was really, really nice.
All right, guys, I'm going to try to...
We're going to try a little something here, and if we don't mess up and see how it works out, just bear with us for a minute. I'm going to show you something.
Because we want y'all to see this. This is like the most awesome gift. I mean, we get gifts lots of times, but this is like beautiful. You guys... Can you see this?
Yeah, can you guys, I don't know if y'all can see this or not.
Let me get back over here. Is it?
Well, we're about 15 minutes. You're going to have
okay.
You're going to have to, 15 seconds, not 15 minutes.
Let's see if it comes on up and if you guys are seeing what we want you to see. Yes.
There we go. Y'all see these 2 plaques up here right now. These are gifts that were mailed to us this week by a lady named Kay.
They were just awesome.
They are, I mean, I'm going to just say they're freaking awesome. I mean, the lady done with a scroll saw.
They're about what?
They're about
inches? 10?
No, they're about 8 inches in diameter. And this lady is a genius with a scroll saw. I mean, she says she's not that good, but I'm gonna tell y'all, she is fantastic with this. Now, not only did she send us 2 of them, she sent Starry and Mr. Hilder, and 2 also.
I'm going to try to take this off now. So y'all got to give me a second. Get back. I want to show you guys when we get.
Right, okay, you got to give it just a minute to come off. She sent Mr. Hilder and Starry two also. Now, what she does is this is a hobby for her, but she also sells these things for $25 a piece. So if you have something like maybe say,
Grandpa says it looks like a presidential seal. Hey, that's great. This is Starry's. Now, I'm not sure if I'm getting it where you can see. Y'all gonna have to give us a minute to see. But this is beautiful. Now, she did a lot of thought in this one for Starry, and it's just beautiful. And then I'll show you Mr. Hilder's.
yes, Nick, that is them on the mantle behind us there.
That's our Star of Fame back there.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame, whatever you want to call it.
Yes. Now, this is the one she done for Starry.
I'm not sure if I'm getting it.
You've got it because I see it on the screen there. Now flip it around and let them see the one that they did for Mr. Hilder. Now turn it up right. Well, okay, she did this one for Mr. Hilder. Now I'm telling you, I think the lady does fantastic work, and she also sells these things. If you have something that you would like her to do for you, she charges $25 a piece for them. So what I want you to do is, if you want one, maybe say for Christmas gifts or anything like that, is just send us a PM, and what we'll do is we'll send you her email address if you're interested in one of them, and maybe help this lady out, because when she does this stuff, it kind of helps her out on her little homestead there where she's at. It's her like a hobby to her, and it's a way of her making a little extra money to pay for things around the place there.
And she is really, I mean, this is some awesome work. I mean, to us, she says she freehands this stuff. And y'all, that's just awesome. And her name is Kay, so if anybody thinks they'd be interested in some for gifts, she does athletics.
Yeah, she does.
What did she tell me? She did
one for the Lions Club. She done.
Yeah, and she did one after what is it called? The Sniper.
The movie, The American Sniper.
She did one after that and sold it, and it went to one of the soldiers that actually was part of the group that was portrayed in that movie. And so she told us about some of her things that she had done and places they went. So, I mean, she's pretty awesome. So you guys, if you're interested, just please let us know, and we'll give you her email address and stuff like that to get with her. But we're loving those. When I saw them, I mean, I almost cried in the truck. I was sitting there going, "Oh my goodness, look at the talent!"
I actually told her I thought that would be a good emblem, like to put on a shirt or something, you know. So I mean, I think it's just beautiful.
Our presidential seal.
Yeah, our presidential seal for us here, you know.
They're made of wood. What kind of wood do you know?
They look. I know the back is made out of plywood. I'm not sure what the front's made out of.
It's a thin wood, and it's put together. We're not sure if it's put together in one piece or two.
That's actually two pieces.
Two pieces, I think, on ours.
Yeah, it's two pieces put together there.
You want to start with your videos for this week, and we'll work up to talking about our soil and stuff.
Yeah, because our first video come out Monday was actually part of a collaboration with Grandpa's Farm. Was tool number 4 for us, which was our lawnmower. As you saw in the videos, if you watched, the lawnmower is a piece of equipment around here that literally we can't do without it. If we didn't have a lawnmower or some sort of a means of getting around like that, we would literally walk ourselves to death here, because we have so many gardens and everything is so far apart. Comes time to feed animals and all that kind of stuff. I mean, we use a lawnmower for everything. We pick stuff and put it in a lawnmower. We haul dirt in a lawnmower. I mean, there's all kind of stuff that we do with this lawnmower. So it really was a tool that we use every day here on the homestead.
Yeah, and then the free-range pigs, chickens, and sheep. We had those chickens. No. The pigs were in the little pen.
Yeah, they were in the weaning pen.
And we needed them in the field, so Danny let them out, and when he did, they had their time in the field to get used to it and run around. That's
Yeah.
where you saw them to start with. And then we let the sheep in with them to see that they were going to be okay with the sheep. And really, they did really good, and they're still doing
They're
good.
still doing fine. They
But-
actually sleep together. All of them get out there and just sleep together.
Yeah,
If I didn't put the chickens up at night, the chickens would just sit there and sleep with them. So I mean, they all
and
really.
then we let the chickens out later, but we let them out in stages, and they all got used to each other, and so they're doing really good together.
Yeah.
And then his porch time kind of
Yeah, the porch time kind of skyrocketed a little bit more than what I thought it would. You know, about what in the world is going on.
y'all gotta know, he doesn't think of these things ahead of time. Probably 15, 20 minutes before he did porch time, you know, I'm always asking him what's he gonna do, and he never knows, but he came in here and he sat down and he said, I know what I'm doing porch time on. And I said, really? Because usually that time of the day, he's not even thought about it yet.
Right.
And he had that, and he said, okay, I know what I'm doing. So he sat down and he did what in the world is going on. And I thought he did a really good job with that one, because he talks better without a script. He just has to think of a topic and go with it. And so we've had so many, I mean, on that video, you were talking about all the different things that's been going on.
There's so many things that's going on right around us here now. And the question was asked a while ago for a list of the countries that said they were sending people things out. I had a viewer from Canada who sent me something that said that they were sending things home to their kids, and they had TV programs coming on telling them to prepare. I had a viewer from Germany tell me that they were doing the same thing in Germany. I had a viewer from, I forgot where it was at in the UK, but I can't remember which place it was in the UK. Said that they had been notified there. I had somebody from the Ukraine said that they were doing the same thing there.
And somebody in the United States, I can't remember what.
Yeah, it was a girl. I remember that. She made it.
I can't remember what state, because we got so many emails and messages and stuff, and it was just pretty awesome to see all the things that were going on. People telling us the different things they had seen in their areas going on. And y'all would be shocked. Even Miss Kay that sent us the plaques back here, she told us some of the things that she's seen. And y'all, it is scary, because we all live in our own little world.
Yeah.
And we only see what we want to see, because TV's not going to tell us. And just because we don't get something saying prepare doesn't mean that our neighbor didn't get something, because they choose mail sometimes. They pick and choose where they send things. One county may get it, the next won't. It's according to the area, I guess, because we've had people in Canada say they get nothing.
Yeah, we've had some people say, I didn't get anything, I live in Canada. And some people in Canada said, yes, we have. We've got it. Our kids have sent, got things from school. So, it all depends, I guess, on where you're located at as to what you get. I mean, it's not only that. There's a lot of things happening right now. I mean, if I could just share all the things with y'all that we receive over time through private messages and stuff like that about strange occurrences, what people are seeing, it would probably scare the dickens out of most of you. I mean, it's overwhelming to me, and I try not to let it even bother me, but I look around sometimes and I look at the people are sending me stuff about geoengineering, CERN,
cloud,
HARP.
What is the cloud something?
Cloud.
You know what they're doing with the burst?
What they're doing with the water droplets in the clouds and all that kind of stuff. They're creating clouds. Even had a person this week send me something and told me that their whole town or area in the state that they live had been sprayed for the Zika virus. And it literally had killed all the bees and stuff like that. And they didn't even have a choice in the matter. They just came in and sprayed them.
Yeah, so that was one of the things.
I mean, it just bothers me when I look around and I see everything that's going on and the sad part about it is the sheeple, I'm going to call them sheeple, is not even paying any attention. They don't think anything about it.
Do you think it might concern our presidential election? It's quite possible that that's why other countries are telling their people to watch out, because they don't know what's going on here. And I mean, we don't even know what's going on here. So
Yeah.
just be prepared and don't keep your head in the sand and say it's not happening where you're at, because it could be, and you might be overlooking some little
Yeah.
something that we're so used to.
I mean, we got one thing. One lady sent us something this week that said her husband and them, they live next to Madrid, Missouri, up there, and they said they had a 3.5 earthquake this past week.
That was this morning, wasn't it, or was it yesterday?
It was sometime this week. It was one day this week.
Know.
They said they had a 3.5 earthquake, and it kind of bothered them because the New Madrid fault is right there where they're at. And they, because I had mentioned that in my chat, and they talked about how fitting the time was.
Yeah. And so, don't freak out over things. We know things are pretty good, but we do want to let people know when things are going on. If we've heard something, we'll tell you guys.
Well, I mean, the scripture teaches us that that these things have to come to pass. In other words, be not troubled. These things have got to happen. So we as God's people, we can't let this kind of stuff bother us as much as it does sometimes, because he said this stuff has got to happen. So there's nothing we can do. God is in control.
And American Homestead said they had a 5.6 near them. So see, does that mean anything? I don't know. They may have been having them for years, and this might have been the first one they've had. But watch your surroundings. And I'm sure they do, because they know where they live. Kansas was told to start preparing for an earthquake like California
does. See, I don't know in Kansas. I'm guessing that fracking is what's causing a lot of this, because I don't think there's actually any major. Well, there is a fault line out there, but I don't think it's any major one.
Yeah.
But I do believe that that a lot of the stuff that's going on is man-made. I think that we're just tampering with too much stuff.
And Roxanne says, not just that, but you can feel it. Yeah, everybody kind of has a feeling, and that's where Danny was going. He had a feeling, and he's had one for a long time.
Yeah.
And you can't put your finger on it. It's like you just kind of know.
Yeah, I mean, God has laid something on my heart, and what I do on my YouTube channel is I'm gradually leading up to it, because like I told Wanda, I don't just come right out and say things usually. I usually will lead up to things, because, to just come out and say what I think God's laid on my heart would probably freak most people out. But because it freaks me out a little bit, and I'm usually not freaked out at all, but I'm just trying to. I like to feel y'all out. I like when I mention things, y'all kind of give me some response back, and it really lets me know how y'all are thinking, and it lets me know how I need to go with things and how far I need to go.
Happily Married said Maranatha.
Actually, Maranatha is the name of the church where we go to church.
We go to church at.
Yeah.
I just happened that popped up in big bold letters.
Maranatha is a church that I built. Me and my family built this church years ago. It means Christ is coming soon. So
they're wanting you to go ahead and say what it is, spit it out. But we need to move on, because he could go on with this forever. And yes, if you want to come visit or call, he can talk forever on this subject. Tool number 3, Danny had just fallen. I had done the cast iron that day because we had talked about it. And the cast iron pieces we have, I showed, were just a fraction of what we have. We have cast iron everywhere and all varieties.
Yeah, we've got lots of cast iron.
And for my upcoming birthday, I've ordered something else. So y'all will see it shortly, and we're planning on using it. But I'm ordering some cast iron for my birthday, because that was something I saw and really wanted. But Danny had failed after I made the video. I didn't have it up, but I had it ready to go up, or maybe I was uploading it when we left to go to the ER or something. So I pulled it back down, and I added the shoes onto it, because to me, all of a sudden, shoes were extremely important.
Yeah.
And it was something that I thought, and A lot of people thought I was really upset and I'd been crying. Really, I hadn't. I was just wore out because
She was exhausted. We had worked all day that day,
and I
literally.
had, you saw the video the next day of me working. I was doing things in the house trying to catch up. And so I was just trying to play catch up that day and get everything I could done and video it because I wanted you to see some of the things I had to do during the day that didn't even pertain to anything we did outside.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't do that every day. So y'all don't think that's my 100% every day. That was just one day. But every day is kind of, really pretty strenuous around here sometimes. But I was exhausted by the time we stayed at the ER till I think we were 11:15 getting home.
Like 11 something getting home that night.
And then we were up the next morning, and there were some things that had to be done the next morning. And I went all day that day. And by the time that day was over, I was just physically drained. I couldn't even think anymore. So you guys got to know that was part of it. And that one day was, I edited that and put it up that day that I was so exhausted. So y'all just forgive me for any little weirdness that's in it. Thank you guys for the birthday. It's still
her birthday is the 21st.
Yeah, it's the 21st, so it's a couple of weeks.
She's a solstice baby.
So that led us into tool number 2.
Yep, which was my pocket knife. I've had a pocket knife ever since I was just a small kid. My daddy gave me one, showed me how to use it, showed me how to sharpen it, and I hardly have ever been without one. I mean, I carried a pocket knife all the way through school. I mean, back when I went to school, they didn't say anything to you for carrying a pocket knife. I literally use my pocket knife for everything. I mean, literally for everything.
They want to know if we're going to describe how to season cast iron. Yes, because Danny has some cast iron that he's wanting to redo. We've got 2 or 3 pieces, and we're just waiting for it to cool off some. It is just really, really too hot to get outside and build a fire and do all that.
It was in the triple digits here today, the heat index. I was looking on my journal stuff here a while ago. It's been 101 days since we got below 70 degrees in the morning. This morning was 69. That's the first time it's been 69 in 101 days.
Danny, what's your favorite decadent treat that you can't or don't make yourselves?
My first decadent treat that you can't or don't make yourself.
While you're doing that, what is my favorite color? Blue. Anything blue. And his is green.
Mine's green. It's the color of money, and it's the color of earth.
What is that dessert that has the chocolate?
4-layer delight.
It's called a 4-layer delight. Now, he loves that. I just don't make it very often. I probably made it a couple of times since we've been married. He loves that stuff.
I love that stuff, but
it's all full of stuff that he really can't have.
I can't have anymore.
He's not big on a lot of sweets. I have to keep something sweet around. But with gluten-free, it's harder to come up with a lot of variety. I do apple cakes. I do blonde brownies with no chocolate in it. He's peach cobblers. What else? I did the persimmon.
You did an apple one.
I did the apple, yeah.
Okay.
I did the persimmon one the other day, and that was pretty good. It was like a souffle type thing, but it was not real sweet, but it had a good taste to it, and that's something that he eats.
Man, I'm sitting here looking at the temperatures all
30, 40 degrees. Man, no.
I wouldn't even know how to act. I'd probably freeze to death now.
So,
I've seen one that talked about they carried a pocket knife since they were kids, and
chocolates. I love chocolates now. I do all kinds of chocolates, but now Danny doesn't do chocolate.
No.
He's not. He likes it. He just doesn't deal with the chocolate. I keep a supply.
I love chocolate. I used to eat a pound of it at a time, but I can't do it no more.
Yeah, it probably is Songbird. There's a lot of different people call it different things, but it has. I know it has Cool Whip and pecans. I think you do like.
It's got a pecan crust under the bottom of it.
Like flour and butter mixed up with pecans, and you kind of bake that, and then you add your chocolate pudding and your Cool Whip and all this goody stuff on top of it. Can you have white chocolate, Danny?
Yes, I can eat white chocolate. What do you do for temps like that, Danny? What would you do for temps like that? Oh my gosh.
I don't know what he would do,
I
but we
don't
would
know, but
have
I tell you what,
awesome.
there's one thing you can ask Wanda sitting right here right now. Every time I pray, every day, I beg and plead with God to stop the heat. Because literally we cannot get out and do anything because it just stays so hot, you know.
Grandpa says, Danny, I hardly ever carry a knife anymore. This way I have to walk to get one when I need it. Good way to get some exercise.
Good way to get some exercise.
Wanda, we call that Tom's surprise, okay, or a political
How about
cake.
flourless peanut butter cookies? Flourless peanut butter cookies.
I do peanut butter cookies on occasion, and he has ate some. He's had issues with peanut butter. He will eat them sometimes.
I'll eat some peanut butter, but there for a while it was causing me indigestion since I had my gallbladder took out.
Somebody saying howdy Patera. I guess I missed if she came on. Girl, we enjoyed your what's it called? Carousel.
Carousel.
That was pretty cool, and I loved you singing. That was awesome. And I'm drinking my lavender and green tea. I've got jasmine green tea with lavender mixed in. So
yeah, she starts chilling out on me here in a minute. You'll know what it is.
I love lavender.
Oh man, people talking about all this food stuff here to eat. I'm gonna be hungry.
Okay,
again.
they did that on Big Bears a while ago, so we gotta get off food. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have to move on away from food, or else my guts will start growling here.
Yeah, because we're running out of time. You ain't even got to soil yet. Okay, his number one tool was wisdom and understanding. And
the reason I did that for my number one thing is, for a long time, I taught a class on wisdom. And that's just kind of a special subject to me. I mean, after I mentioned y'all in my video how that when I was a young kid, how that I had prayed for wisdom just like Solomon did. I never really expected, I guess to be 100% honest, I never really expected God to do anything. But then all my life I went through all kinds of, I'm not going to call them tragedies, I'm going to call them learning experiences, things that I didn't know why I was having to experience them. But now that I'm older, I look back and I can tell that that it was God teaching me how to help other people, because that's what I basically do now. I mean, I get a lot of phone calls from different people. I get private messages from a lot of people with questions and wanting to know my opinion about things, or how would I handle this, or how would I handle that. Because
it doesn't mean that we're 100% right.
No, it doesn't mean I'm even right about anything. I mean,
we're just people.
I'm like J. Noel says, I'm just a dude, you know?
And what works for us might not work for you, but we can give you the advice of what we do.
Yeah.
And then it's up to you to take it and go with it. And everybody has to figure their own way out.
Yeah.
But we're here to help. I've talked to several ladies, and we get a good feeling being able to talk to people. And we just enjoy that.
Yeah, I mean, I taught a whole college class on wisdom once, and I've done youth seminars on wisdom. I've done youth seminars on biblical numerology, numbers in the Bible and how they relate to one another. I've taught classes on biblical finances, on what God has to say about finances. You know, so there's lots of things that I've been able to teach over my life. I've been a teacher, I guess I might as well say my whole life. Ever since I was in my 20s, I've been teaching. I've been very blessed. I mean, even at the age of 12, like I told y'all in one of my videos, I was standing before 500 people demonstrating how to take small engines apart and put them back together at a major university. I felt like that God really began my life at 12 years old doing that, because I was into a program called Petroleum Power. And I'm thankful that God has used me over the years.
Oh, hey, Amy, I'm so glad she showed up tonight too. Um, that's my New York lady, y'all. She's the one that sent me the cast iron
Yeah.
skillet of the United States. Danny's still on the process of building something to fix that, plus something for the knives. The knives are back up here too on this shelf, and the cast iron's on the stove over here.
Yeah, Big Bear says, yes, I can still shoot an ad at 1,000 yards. Big Bear, I shot competition for 9 years. I would pity any fool who tried to run away from me and think he was going to actually get away. Because 1,000 yards, I can still take you out. You know, my eyes aren't as good as they used to be, but I can still shoot real well.
Yeah, and then with the final harvest of Danny corn, it was the bye-bye Danny corn. We're really looking forward. We've had a lot of people tell us that next year we're going to have Danny corn all over the United
Yes.
States, and we're looking forward to it. If you do a YouTube channel and you plant Danny corn, we would love to see it growing next year, and you show us what it is, because that would just make our day to be able to see the Danny corn. And
I would love that. I mean, I would love to see next year. I would love to see the internet just light up with everybody who's planting the corn, and let's just see how it works in all the different places.
Big Bear says we need to have a friendly
shooting competition.
Yes. People are saying
they want me to do a Bible study. I have seriously considered starting a whole nother channel.
Just for that.
Just for that. I don't want to do it on this particular channel because sometimes it can get to be controversial. Because I do get a lot of messages. I get a lot of private messages on there because me saying something on my regular, homesteading channel.
You've got two people want to know about corn in Maine and Canada, I believe. Will it grow in those places?
If you've got 120, well, I'll say if you've got 100 days of growing season, between 60 and 100 days of growing season, you can harvest it to eat. Now, I don't know if it'll last long enough to dry. You may have to do like I did, cut the stalks down and bring them inside and hang them upside down to dry.
You've got several people saying yes on a new channel and doing a Bible study. That would maybe something that we think about doing before long. It may take us 2 or 3 weeks to get started and just see if people are interested.
Yeah, because a lot of people, I mean, you don't know how many people's wanted me to do things like that, and I stay so busy here, that it's really hard for me to find time to do a lot of what I do now.
And we would probably have to do it at night. It would probably have to be about an hour at night, and it would probably have to just be one night a week and do a live stream so people can ask questions, we would think. But we would do it with a different channel, and it wouldn't be tied into the Homestead Network. It would just be on its own. And that brings
Where do I order Danny corn? Tell them where they order Danny corn.
We have an Etsy store on Etsy. Look up Deep South Homestead. I think I'm not sure if Wheat Tree's on here. She's usually pretty good about putting the links up. I'm not sure if we even have moderators on here tonight. I'm not. Big Bear is.
Kitty's on here and Big Bear is on here, yeah.
Kitty, if you could put the link to the Etsy store, it's and there's Grandpa too. It's www.etsy.com/shop/Deep South Homestead, I believe is the way you find it.
That's why I let her do it, because I didn't know I'd ever get all that out. Yes, and I do see Wrangle Star's Bible studies. I have actually sit and watched him and his wife do their Bible studies on many, many occasions.
Yes, and ours would probably be different from what you've seen because we're not your traditional.
Yeah, I'm a little bit different type of teacher than most people are. I'm kind of I've been called the Paul Harvey of the modern day. I mean, I don't know why, but I guess it's the way I tell a story or something. Wanda, would you, during your winter downtime, be able to
have a show during
the day?
That's a possibility. I've had somebody want me to do a show on a different, it's not on YouTube, on a cooking show, doing a live cooking show. And the problem right now is our internet system is in the living room and we have to stay hardwired for it to even work. And for me to take it to the kitchen would be on a remote and it's not going to work there. So until we can get some kind of different system, I can't go into the kitchen and do a live stream. But we may do something eventually. Thank you, Ginger Rose. She put up our Etsy store.
Yeah, I was asked, is Danny corn good for eating off the cob? Yes, if you pick it before it starts to dry, it makes fantastic corn for eating off the cob.
Big Bear says, do the Bible study like he does the Insomnia Club. That's what I'm thinking, Big Bear. It needs to be something like that so that people can join if they want to. We don't push our religion on
people. No, I don't push my religion on nobody.
When we do our talks, we bring God into it because we want him to get the glory, but we don't expect you to believe like we believe, and it's okay. Whichever way you believe or don't believe, that's up to you. We just are who we are. Danny and Wanda, can you?
Yeah, I have to let everybody know that the show. If I was to do it, it would not be connected to the network.
Yeah, it would be separate from the network. That would be the deal. It wouldn't have anything to do with the Homestead network.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, I've thought about it. So it's one of the things I'll continue to pray about, and I'll see about doing it maybe. Oh, let's see.
Okay, now we're up to your garden soil. So tonight we want to talk about the soil, but we don't have a whole lot of time, so you better start talking fast and I'll watch.
Yeah. On some of our videos there, you saw that you saw me flat breaking the fields and stuff like that. I do that once every 2 years here because once the ground lays for 2 years where I live at here, it gets kind of compacted from running over it and walking on it and the rain beating it and stuff like that. And by flipping it like that, because you noticed I flipped it after I bush hogged the corn. The corn was bush hogged down, and what I do is I turn all the dead stalks and stuff like that about 12 inches under the ground. And they actually create compost for the next year. And what I've been doing today is I've been planting food plots because I'm getting ready for deer season. We're looking forward to maybe taking a deer or two this year on the place here, but the soil has got to be right even for a food plot. Now I've seen a lot of channels putting in food plots, but my way of putting in a food plot may be a little bit different because if I'm going to spend the time and effort to put a food plot in, I'm going to do it just like I do my garden because the stuff I plant in my food plot is not the stuff that you go and get in a bag in the store. It's not a mixture of things. The things I put in my food plot is stuff that Wanda and I also can eat. So if the deer don't get it all, then we actually have more food on our homestead to actually eat. And in the upcoming future here, you're going to see me using a crossbow hunting. I've got a new, Barnett Quad 400 crossbow that I'm going to be using this year to actually deer hunt with because I've got a torn rotator cuff. I can't use my regular bow. I've actually never killed a deer with a crossbow. I've killed 73 with a regular bow. So this is going to be a new experience for me.
And I've never hunted at all. So
she's never hunted at all. So we're trying to get a new shoot house put up this year so that we can actually do some video footage and do some hunting together. And sometimes we'll probably, we'll probably just video and not hunt at all.
Big Bear wants it. Well, Scratch is the one, Scratch made Homestead, that brought the crossbow to us. And the deal is Danny's got to kill a deer and give Scratch some deer.
I got to give him some sausage, some of the first sausage that I make out of it. So I felt like that was a pretty good deal. It was a gift from Scratch made Homestead.
It's pretty cool.
It's a very nice crossbow. And
somebody asked what denomination. We go to a Baptist church.
We go to an independent Baptist church. We're not affiliated with any of the actual denominations. We're just kind of a church that we're independent, off to ourselves. We use the Hebrew to actually break down the King James Version to better understand it in the way in which it was written. So maybe that'll help answer that a little bit. But yeah, hopefully if we kill a deer this year, we'll be able to, we'll be able to make some sausage, and y'all will be able to see us make the venison sausage and stuff like that. So we'll be able to actually have some footage of that. And hopefully this year we're trying to get in some footage of butchering pigs and butchering some chickens and stuff like that. We're trying to just carry our channel to some new heights this year. Because believe it or not, Wanda and I haven't been doing this even a year yet. We started at the end of December last year, and it's kind of been a short journey for us, but we're just excited that we've grown as
yeah, because we didn't have it the YouTube last year,
no.
And Big Bear wants to know when our season opens. You said
the archery season here doesn't open until the middle of October,
and we're in Mississippi.
Yeah, I'm in the south. Well, I'm in the southern part.
Somebody's Aston, though. We're like 30 miles from the
Mississippi Gulf Coast.
So
yeah,
we're deep south.
We're not deep as Florida, but we're almost there.
Grandpa was open weeks ago, so he could still hunt.
Yeah, I know. I loved it when it opened up early in different places. I used to travel all up in New York and Connecticut and Massachusetts to deer hunt up there with a bow. Shot a lot of nice big deer up there.
Farmer Meemaw was raised Missionary Baptist. That's funny because I was raised Missionary Baptist.
She was raised, yeah.
And then later in life, I was going for many years to I just saw somebody post it, and it's a different Baptist. Southern Baptist. Yeah. I was Southern Baptist for many, many years. And then when Danny and I met, what kind of church was?
Well, I was going to a missionary. No, it wasn't mission. Yeah, it was BMA, Baptist Missionaries Association. I'll get it right.
Type he was going to.
I was going to when I met, but I'm gonna be honest with you. The way I look at it, when we get to heaven, we're gonna all be God's children. I don't think He's gonna look at us and ask us what denomination we were. So.
And that's what Tanya. She says, isn't it great that all of us denominations can come together?
Yes.
Yes, that's the whole point.
That's the whole point.
There should be no bickering back and forth on what is right and wrong.
Right, it's what religion you are.
What religion, yes, that's what I'm saying. Because like Farmer Meemaw, I was raised in this missionary Baptist, but I mean, there's so many different types, and how can all of us be wrong or all of us be right?
I mean, I just don't see it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, I studied Hebrew let me just put it that way. I studied Hebrew for a long time, and I worshipped on the Sabbath for a while and all that stuff, and I don't have any problem with people who do that. Because actually in the Bible it says, one man worships on one day, one man worships on another day, but they all do it to glorify God. So I mean, I'm not going to argue with anybody over what day you worship. I think we all are just God's children, and there's no sense in all that,
Okay, and we had somebody asked about the Back to Eden gardening, and you wanted to talk a little about that because we're running out of time so that we can.
Yeah, we've tried the Back to Eden gardening here. It doesn't work for us. Not to say that it won't work, because I told Wanda I went out in the woods, and I just sit down and I looked at God's creation, and I thought about the word Eden and back to Eden. And I thought about that for a minute, and it just dawned on me, there were no wood chips in Eden. I don't think that Adam was sitting out there putting wood chips on the ground. I do understand the concept of the wood chips, though. I understand that it's a carbon. I understand that it takes nitrogen to break all that carbon down. But as I sat in the woods here by the house today looking, all I saw on the ground was about a 2 or 3 inch layer of thick leaves on the ground.
And so Big Bear brought this up.
and I went back and I told Wanda, I said, I'm not going to continue to try Back to Eden anymore. I'm going to try to. I'm going to try back to nature gardening. I'm going to try to just use the leaves that fall from the trees. I'm going to create leaf mold, like Big Bear said. I thought that was real fitting that he put that on his channel tonight. How you take the bag and put the leaves in it and put water in it. Believe it or not, Big Bear, that's how I sprout all my trees from acorns and stuff like that that I grow around here. I take a 5-gallon bucket and put acorns and leaves in that bucket, and then I put water in it. And within a few weeks, all that stuff sprouts and comes up in there, and I'll leave it growing in it for a month or two. So it really works. Um, what are you talking about, Danny? Adam?
Had him a Kershaw.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Yes, and we have several Torah observers, and Danny did was Messianic.
I was Messianic for several years.
He did do that.
I've observed, I've done Pesach. As a matter of fact, I believe Pesach is really the way to do it. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I've done all the feasts. I've done Hanukkah, I know all about the Maccabees and all that kind of stuff and how all that came about. I know the true story behind Easter and all that kind of stuff, and how it's man-made.
And I've studied a lot of that in a different way, not with the Messianic and the Torah observing, but just because I was curious. And so I have a book coming this week that I'm going to show y'all. It's supposed to be one of my birthday presents, but I'll show y'all eventually which one. And that's probably something that he may get into a little bit in if he does Bible studies eventually. Yeah. Because I just love to study.
Yeah, she loves studying as much as I do, and that's the reason Solomon said, with much studying comes a weariness of eyes, and with much wisdom comes much sorrow. And I'll guarantee you, the more you study, the more sleepier you'll get, and the more you know, the sorrier you'll become. You'll actually realize that we've really messed things up really bad, And I'm looking at my time is running out here, y'all. I have a friend I want to talk about for just a minute here tonight. His name is Rick. He's from Two Country. It's his YouTube channel. He's a very close friend of mine. We talk on a regular basis. Rick is not doing well. He's in the hospital. He has a heart of gold. He's been trying to help a lot of people around get their places set up for free. He doesn't charge anything. And I'm sad that he's in the hospital. There's some things about Rick. Rick's not doing well. Let me just put it that way. He's got some issues that are life-threatening, and I really want all y'all to lift him up in prayers. He just started him a YouTube channel. He just got him a nice camera, and the problem that he's having has done started hitting him, and he's not doing well. Let me just put it that way.
Okay, we had somebody asked about what kind of camera do we use. We're using the computer right now, but the camera we use for our videos is a
T5i Canon.
Canon, yeah. And we have a Rode mic. We're having some issues with the mic, and we're not sure. It's a good mic, but it picks up way more than we need it to.
It's picking up more noise than what we need it to pick up. I mean, the locusts or the cicadas or whatever y'all want to call them are so bad here that they make so much noise that it's just unreal the amount of noise that they use.
Cat Lover says she lost a dear friend this week, so remember her.
Yeah.
A lot of them are saying they'll pray for Rick, so that's.
Yeah, Rick's been trying to go around to a lot of the homesteads. He's trying to help them get set up with solar. He's been trying to help them get set up with whatever they need on their homestead. He's been just generously helping people free of charge.
He's been sending things to Louisiana with the
flood victims.
Flood victims.
Yeah, he's not. I wish I could tell y'all more, but until he gives me the authority to actually say
y'all
it,
just
I'm not.
keep him in your prayers. And thank you, Big Bear. I am going to talk to you. I was waiting on you to get well about the mic before I asked questions.
Yeah.
Grandpa says, Danny, try a more directional mic.
Well, this mic we're using is a point and aim mic, so I I thought about getting a lapel mic to see if maybe that might
Big Bear
help.
says there's a setting on the camera. We figured there was, but we don't know, and we're going to get with you with that. Our time is running out.
Yeah.
So let's have our prayer, and if we have a few minutes, we'll talk a little bit more.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and pray, y'all, and so if we got a few minutes afterwards, we'll talk a little bit more. Father, we come to you tonight, and Lord, I just want to take time to tell you how thankful I am for all the people you've had on here tonight. Father, they seem to be very good people. They're loving people. They're people who want to and have a desire to serve you, it seems like. I look at a lot of the comments scrolling on the screens, and I see a lot of good people there, Father. And Lord, it's people like us that have built this country and have just been the one to carry the torch for you, Father. And I pray that you will just look down here tonight upon each and every one that's in this room and this chat. And Father, that you'll look at the needs in their hearts. And Father, you'll answer them in a way that will best glorify you and your kingdom now. And Father, I want to ask a special prayer tonight for Rick as he's not doing well. Lord, I just pray that you'll come in and heal his body to the point, Lord, where he can get back to serving others and helping others and doing what you've called him to do, Father. And Lord, I know there's a lot of people here tonight that's hurting. I myself go through so many things psychological, and Lord, I know there are those in the room that deal with some of the same issues. And Father, I pray that you would just give us peace of mind. In the scripture, you said that you've not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind. And Father, we claim that promise tonight. And Lord, I think about those that are maybe searching for a homestead or having financial problems or physical problems, Lord, spiritual problems, emotional problems, all these problems, Father, that seem to arise. Lord, I even hate to call them a problem. I think I'm going to call them a challenge, Father, because they're not a problem for you. They're just a problem for us. And Lord, if we'll just lean on you, I know that you'll step in and you'll heal us. And Father, you'll lift us back up and make us your people now. And Lord, just thank you for the opportunity to do this live program. And I pray that, Lord, that you'll just look out and bless everybody, Father. And thank you for blessing us so that we can be a blessing to others now. And I pray that you'll help us to all enjoy the remainder of the night that we have here. We ask this in thy name. Amen.
Okay, you guys, y'all have just a couple of minutes, and then we're heading over to the American Homestead
with Zach.
And don't forget to check out all the channels on the Homestead Network. We have people going during the day now. We have people at night. There's a lot of time filled up. If you are bored and don't have anything to do, check out the homesteadnetwork.com. See if somebody's on.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate all of you guys coming out. And if you're interested in Miss Kay's stuff, just give us a message.
Send us a message through our private message.
Yeah, private message here or info@deepsouthhomestead.com.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and jump off here and give y'all a little bit of time to get over and see Zach. Because I don't want to cut into his time any. I don't think that would be very Christian-like to do that to a fellow brother. So I'm going to let y'all go ahead and have time to get over and find his channel and get going. So I'll tell y'all I love you and I appreciate you. And y'all have a blessed evening. Thank y'all for watching tonight.